Oh.
Welcome to the International Segway Polo Association Board of Directors meeting Sunday, March 22nd, 2015, GMT time 2100. Well, let's start with the call to order. So, I'm just going to call your names and you just reply yes if you're here, right? So, Ralph Luther.
Yes, I'm here.
Jens Trafforst.
Yes, I'm here.
Sherry Ozdemir.
Present.
Alexander van Riesen. Present. And we have absent at the moment Olaf Funke. So next agenda on the it's from February 8th. Yeah. Third item of today is approval of the minutes from February the 8th.
I can prove it.
Just wait a minute here. Sorry for saying that. Isn't that from approval from Sunday, March 1st?
You are correct.
Yeah. So instead of approval of February 8th minutes, it's the approval of the minutes from Sunday the 1st of March. So did you say, Jens, you approve it?
Yes, I do.
Do we have anyone to second it?
I second it.
Thank you, Ralph. So, scheduled presentations for this meeting. We have none. Action items for this meeting. We have none recorded in the agenda. And then we have informal action items. Informal items. Where we have Funke to the CTO position. We'll postpone that until Olaf joins the call. Sherry, adding UK event to website? Question mark.
Yeah, we talked about it in our last meeting and we didn't really take a vote or anything. I went ahead and added it to the events section under the premise that we can add anything we want to the events section. It doesn't need to be a sanctioned event, so I went ahead and did so.
Yep.
So it's on there. I also, along those same lines, as far as updating the website, I received the bio from Alexander. So I posted that up, and I'm still waiting for Olaf's bio to put his on there as well. But that was about all that was, just to see if anybody had any problem with us adding the UK event to the website, and I doubt if that's the case.
No, except it says at Gallaudet University.
Does it? Okay, that's not right.
So, no, I didn't realize you did it. I was going to discuss today I guess it's part of whether it's an ISPA event or not. And at that point, I was planning to create, I played around with Tima a little bit with the website to create one of those front page items there. Sure. To have a bit of a write up on it. So Sherry, you'll see that. You've seen me messing around in Tima anyway. So I've reduced the landing page. I've taken out some stuff. I've changed some spelling in there, and I plan to do the same as soon as we've all agreed on the association that ISPA will have with that UK tournament. But I wanted to run that by the board first. But I have no problem with it being on the events calendar.
Excellent. Okay. And
so, thank you very much.
As of now, that location should be updated.
Okay, cool.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything against that either, and I don't think no one else will have that again.
Nice. That was quick, Sherry. Thank you.
Yeah, I did not realize that there was an extra section down below that actually overrode what I wrote in the comment section, so I just deleted that out.
Yeah, no, Tima has a lot of trial and error. Do you want to share anything else with us on the website updates?
Well, I haven't gotten any feedback from anyone out in the community or from the board to add anything else, so I really haven't done much this past 3 weeks as far as updating. It's just the two things that I noted.
Okay. Yep. No, we'll work together on that. Yeah, I think we want to have another call out. I think I posted something on Facebook, but I suspect there wasn't. Well, hopefully with the tournament activity picking up, I'm hoping that there was a tournament in Germany this weekend, which was kind of a private event that Olaf and some of the turtles attended, and they were invited to play for 3-a-side. And while it's not under ISPA, if Olaf feels comfortable with this, we can ask him. Maybe Sonia or someone will do a little write-up, or even the organizer, and we can see if we can post that somewhere.
That
sure,
sounds
there's
good.
There's the news page, there's the front page, there's places we can put it.
Yeah.
We just need like content.
Correct. We're essentially looking for content. Correct. Okay. Anybody else have any comments on the website?
Maybe we can post that there are new teams built in Spain, I think. But I think we have to ask Mark Weller from England who's coming to his tournament. I think it was Spain and another country. I don't know.
I sent you a list there. Yes, Spain is the new team. Yeah, I'm going to try and get the contact person.
Yeah.
And I think they have added Segway Polo Club of Barbados on Twitter, and I want to say I've seen something. It's I think it's some tour operator in Madrid or somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can try and make contact.
And was it, I think, a team from the BBC will join the tournament?
Yes, that's correct. I saw an update from Mark.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge opportunity to promote the sport.
So if we put this on the front page of the internet.
No, as soon as Olaf joins us here and we have his feedback on how he sees ISPA being associated with the UK tournament,
okay.
I think we have a lot of stuff we can put out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
But the team in Spain is somewhat independent. If they actually join ISPA.
Yes, that's right.
Now, that's still one of the big items we have to discuss is ISPA membership for individuals versus teams.
Right.
And how far that is a condition to, and how far ISPA membership is required to participate in an ISPA sanctioned tournament. So those are things we're going to have to discuss at some point.
Yes. We should probably add that to note that we take that to maybe next or, so that we don't...
It is going to be an issue now for the UK tournament because it is not a requirement at this point. And maybe before all I mean, if you guys want, we can discuss this now. Whether we have a special provision or whether we'll simply ask every team there or whether we'll just have membership forms. Right now there is no provision for team membership. I doubt very much the individuals are going to be rushing to sign up just because there's still this expectation of what can ISPA offer. What is ISPA offering me? And in my view, we do not have any individual membership benefits at this point. We do have team benefits, such as having rules, having, to some extent, assistance with organizing a tournament. But those are activities that are affecting teams, not individuals. It's partly because of the global nature, the insurance and the insurance, the credit card, whatever other things that were originally planned as membership benefits are just not very practical. I think even membership passes or badges or anything of that form that was planned at some point, again, the cost of shipping those around the world and just printing a handful of them may not be the most productive use of our time. I don't know.
No.
So that's a whole big discussion we're going to have, but I think the sanctioning of tournaments kind of forces us to do that. Now, if membership is only required for the World Cup, well then that's fine, but then we still need to be somehow, I think we just need to maximize the opportunity to increase membership. But in my view, it goes really through, I think tackling the teams is going to be easier than tackling individuals.
I also stand behind that. I think that at where we are at present, I mean, I like the idea of having, insurances covering all individual players and also those things. But again, I think a team membership is easier to handle at this moment and also easier to get in as a new team. If I apply for an ISPA sanctioned tournament, then automatically when I'm there or before, I'm going to need to sign up for the ISPA membership.
Yeah, I think the reason that it switched over with the thought process was the fact that many individuals switch between teams at different points, and that and also the fact that some teams are larger than other teams, and would we base the amount that they need to pay for membership, whatever it is we decide on, is that based on how many are on the team? We have 10 versus 5. That's not quite equal there, and as far as representation they're getting. So I think those were the two main reasons that they switched over to an individual from a team membership.
Yeah. No, there were different reasons at the time, but I think the switching of the teams, we certainly haven't seen that in Barbados. And what we've seen here is obviously with only having 1 or 2 tournaments a year, teams form for tournaments and then they pay their annual membership. I think that's not completely impractical. I don't think we have quite the high turnover of people switching teams that you saw in California in the, when was that, 2000, yeah, I guess 8, 9, 10, 11. I think you had quite a few issues there. And I can
especially in 11, exactly.
I can completely understand how that happened and why then the individual membership might have been the better solution. But right now, I think we're just I think it's gonna be more productive to essentially force the teams. And I think a membership will probably allow you to enter up to 10 players into a tournament. And then clubs like in Doling and Jens helped me there, Bo. For example, here in Barbados, we have a club and we have 2 teams within the club. And obviously we may enter, we've changed. We've been Flying Fish, we've been Rum Runners at the same tournament, and then when we've had a mix of the players, we were Team Barbados. So the individuals change in each of that, and I think on an annual basis, there's no problem with having. In fact, I think for ISPA it's better because you'll actually get more money than you get from individual players.
I think also, we have a similar structure right now starting to form in Stockholm, where we have the Stockholm Segway Polo Club, where we, until just recently, we just were 2 teams. It was the Stockholm Vikings and Stockholm Saints. And now we're going to be 3 teams in that club. And again, I think it's easier in the long run right now to facilitate, teams, clubs, ISPA. In that order. If you're just a team out of Madrid, then it's just you talking directly to ISPA. If more teams are forming, which we hope in Madrid, let's say with 3, 4, and 5 teams there, then probably they are going to end up in having a local kind of Madrid hub, which then can also be. So I think we need, we need to set a structure for that as well within the ISPA.
Do we currently have something in the bylaws that says how close to an upcoming tournament you need to identify what team you're on? who's going to be your players, basically. Is there something in the bylaws about that?
Not at all.
We changed it.
Okay.
We changed it from team membership to individual membership. So it doesn't matter in which team you are playing. If you are an ISPA member, you can play in every team you want.
On any team, yeah. So that obviously was facilitating the individual aspect as well.
Yeah. No, but we can transition from that quite comfortably.
Sure.
I think that one of the issues I tell you is somebody signed up in January, or somebody's mother signed up a person on the website and is now put in a complaint with PayPal because she didn't get her goods. So I don't know if she was thinking she was buying her son a Segway and didn't realize it was a membership. So I have to deal with that now. And I think there's a member from somewhere in Perth, Australia. I don't know if he owns a Segway or not. I'm not sure how many times he's played Segway Polo, but that person has a vote. And I think that is part of the challenge. So $35 will buy you a vote, but you may never have been anywhere near a Segway, let alone Segway Polo.
Yeah, in our club, we handle it like you have to ask for the membership, and the clubs decides if you can be a member. So maybe we do the same with the ISPA. You can I say it in German? That's easier for me.
Yeah, I'll translate.
Okay. Du stellst einen Antrag bei der ISPA und bittest um Aufnahme. Und wenn du kein Team hinter dir hast, muss man sagen, okay, du kannst halt aktuell kein Mitglied werden, außer du sagst, du spielst bei einem anderen Team mit. Das Team muss das aber dann bestätigen, dass du da mitspielen darfst. Dann kannst du dir keine Stimme erkaufen, aber du kannst Mitglied der ISPA werden, auch wenn du kein eigenes Team hast, wenn du woanders mitspielen darfst. Das wäre jetzt zum Beispiel bei mir der Fall gewesen. England haben wir jetzt zwei Teams. Ich war aber lange Zeit mit Bärbel der Einzige, der gesagt hat, ich fahre nach England und möchte da spielen.
Ja.
Wenn ich jetzt kein ISPA-Mitglied wäre, könnte ich da nicht spielen. Ja? Ich bin aber ISPA-Mitglied und könnte ein anderes Team fragen, darf ich bei euch mitspielen?
Yeah. No, Sherry, what he's saying is they had the issue where they may not have had a team from Bo's original team, and for him to join another team, obviously as an ISPA member. So what you would do is you still require before anybody can buy a vote within ISPA as an individual member, they would have to be associated with an ISPA team. And if the team says, yes, this guy can play with us, whether it's at this tournament or that, it doesn't have to be permanently, then ISPA will accept that membership of that individual. So that would be a solution for the intermittent period. Okay, well I guess we can listen to what Olaf has to say on that topic.
Yeah, welcome Olaf to the...
Welcome, sorry for my delay.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Yep, we can hear you.
Yep.
So, somebody, Alex, you want to give him an update how far we've come and what we need from him?
Yes, definitely. Welcome Olaf to the meeting, first of all.
Yeah, thank you.
What we've been talking about so far is we just talked about that Cherry added UK event to the ISPA website, and then we get into a discussion around if we are current at individual memberships in ISPA, and we started talking because we're having new teams forming right now, which is really, really nice. We have teams from Spain, apparently from Madrid, and so forth. And we were then starting talking about, okay, do a team need to have an ISPA membership for a team if the team is playing or participating in an ISPA sanctioned tournament? And on this topic, we also started to talk about we are currently having individual memberships. One reason for that is, of course, if I'm an individual member, I can easily switch between teams, and my ISPA membership is already covered. Or should we first go to a team membership? So i.e. the Spaniards come now to UK. When they come to the tournament or before the tournament, they need to pay the ISPA membership to be part of the tournament because it's ISPA sanctioned.
It is ISPA sanctioned?
Yes, it is. But we're having this discussion. So shall we have the individual players signing up, or should we have a team signing up? And as Ralph discussed, we have apparently a person from Perth, Australia, that is a member in the ISPA, let alone probably never played on a Segway Polo or but still has a vote. Or should we manage teams, i.e. Stockholm Saints pays a team membership fee, where Sherry very correctly stated out that, well, for teams that are 10 players, shall we have one fee for them, or shall we have a flat fee saying, okay, let's say $100 per year. If you're 10 people, well, then it would be less per person and per head in that team, versus if you're just 5 players.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I think it's an action item then, because in the last term with this board, we change it to individual membership. And it's written in the bylaws that we have individual membership. So if we want to change it back to team membership, we have to discuss it and we have to vote on it. And now, every member from the Spain team, if they want to play in the UK, they have to join the ISPA. They have to pay their own fee per person. Otherwise, they are not allowed to play in the tournament. If it's a sanctioned tournament from the ISPA.
That's right.
That's the point now.
So I have a question. At what point did we decide to sanction this tournament?
Well, we haven't.
Okay.
We haven't.
I thought I missed something.
Okay, that was my question. Is it sanctioned, or is it only written in the schedule on the website?
It's in the schedule. I went ahead and put it in the events because we can list events of any type of a tournament or news or anything we want to. Really, any kind of event that's going on. So that in and of itself didn't matter. That's why I went ahead and put it up there. But I don't think we discussed if we were going to say this is an ISPA sanctioned event or not.
And
are we now in the discussion mode for that, or?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is on. Well, we have the sanctioning document issue on 6C and informational, and I don't know if we wanted to expand that to talk about the UK tournament, but that's an option, obviously.
And let me point out something more. I think we can't say it's a sanctioned tournament from the ISPA because of 2 points. First point, the finals are played 3 shuckers and then a next shucker on the next day. It's not allowed on the statutes of the ISPA.
That's right.
Yeah. Second, they changed rules, which are not sanctioned from the rules committee. They want to try the rules. It's not voted on the ISPA if you're allowed to change the rules. So it can't be a sanctioned tournament. It can't be a promoted tournament from the ISPA, but not a sanctioned tournament.
Correct.
Can I say something to this point?
Yeah.
From my last call to Mark Weller. So I think what Bo's saying is absolutely right. So I think we don't need to sanction every tournament or every big tournament if we give the support from the ISPA and say, hey, if you want to see Segway Polo, go there. So because it's a big promotion, and if the ISPA flag or if the ISPA stickers or something is available or some information from the ISPA, I think this is absolutely enough for this tournament, because Mark changed so many things only for try because of his personal obstacles to venues simultaneously, a break in the finals, 3 chukka, then 3 hours break or 4 hours break, and then playing the last chukka. It is to promote the sport, yes, and it's to promote UK Segway Polo in the UK TV shows. But for now, for sanctioning this tournament by changing the rules, I think it's not the right way. Promote it and bring it on the diary and say, okay, this is the next big Segway Polo event, but it's not ISPA sanctioned. I don't think he want to sanction it. I think so.
Okay, that's right. Good.
I think we started some discussion on Trello, but not everyone's been involved in that. And there was some email exchange also between Olaf and myself, and Sonja in particular reviewed. I had essentially rewritten the sanctioning requirements, drafted them, and I was hoping we could keep that discussion on Trello before we formalize it as part of a board meeting. But it does have some sense of urgency, because I feel very strongly that ISPA can benefit from being associated with the tournament. I agree we can't have it sanctioned based on the current bylaws, and we should have some detailed discussion about what that does to, as Sherry pointed out, eroding the purpose of ISPA, and there's some other challenges, obviously. So I've tried to capture that in the document that I have so far only discussed with Sonja. I think Olaf may have seen it. I think I put it out on Trello, but I don't know if everyone's had a chance to look at it. Again, it's just a draft, but maybe we should keep that discussion for now offline. Once we've reviewed it, everyone's formed an opinion, or we've even finalized that document, so we can move forward on the sanctioning versus promoting point. So I do think we need to. They're getting a lot of exposure, and ISPA can greatly benefit from being associated with that UK tournament, and they get new members, and promote the role. Those who are going can promote ISPA and discuss. In fact, not tell people necessarily what ISPA is, but find out what people want ISPA to be, because, as Olaf always said, ISPA is us. It's the members. It's the people who play Segway Polo. It's not something that's cast in stone that's going to dictate everyone what they have to do. ISPA is going to be made up of the consensus of what is good for the sport and what the majority of the Segway Polo players want to see going forward. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, that takes us to point C, sanctioning document updates. So, would you all be able to have a look at what I've posted on and give me some more feedback? I think Sherry has commented on it. Sonja was so kind to put it into a table that I have not had a chance to review. There's a couple of things. She's done a really good job. I was going to streamline it a little further. It'll help basically understand a little better what I've put in to 6 pages of writing. But I think it'll answer a lot of the questions we're having right now. Okay.
So should we add that as an item for our next meeting to discuss it further? In addition to, obviously, in the interim, going on Trello and all our other ways of communicating between time, obviously.
Yep.
So Ralph, Sonja will go ahead working on the Excel table for you. So
she sent it to me.
Yeah.
And I haven't gone back to her. I've looked at it on Friday. There's a couple of things that I sort of duplicated or something. And no, she's done a great job. So this gives me now a chance again to fine tune that. And then I will publish that also on Google Documents. Everybody should be able to get to it. I don't know if anybody is on Trello. Are you able to see the actual text I've put up there?
Sonja read it to me, so I didn't. I was on Trello.
Sander or Bo or Sherry, you found it, right, or not?
Yes, I did.
Is it?
So there is a link. Yeah, there's a link.
It takes you straight to a Google document that pops up. Yeah, I had no trouble accessing it.
Yeah. So, and in fact, you all should be able. You may have to log in with an Apple account.
I got it too. Sorry.
And so you may be able to make changes and we can track it. So now what I will do is I will post another link to the actual spreadsheet that Sonia has created out of this document. So she's taken different points from there and put them in a table basically. And I will publish that table.
Oh, that'd be great, yeah.
Okay, so you can look at it, but I was going to clean it up a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll put the raw draft from her out there, but I think there's one or two of the lines we can merge and simplify it a little bit, I think. But I hadn't fully had the time to think that through. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I guess what we do want to decide at this meeting here is, because we don't have the time now to review all of these details, is the support. So it's not sanctioning, but what amount of promotion do we want to do? And Olaf, we haven't spoken since I had obviously a lot of conversations with Mark on this, and he consulted us on a lot of things because we held one of the recent tournaments, and I know he spoke to a bunch of other people, and based on the format he's chosen and all of that. So what, one of the plans we discussed, Olaf, before you came into this meeting was to post something actually on, not just on the calendar, but put a little write-up, of that tournament onto the ISPA, website front page, and promoting it, but obviously not saying it's sanctioned, I guess, based on what we've discussed now.
I'm absolutely in. So if we write something down like there's a big tournament in the United States, in the UK, with 20 teams. No, how many teams? I think 16.
16, yeah.
16 teams participating, newbies, world champions, former world champions. So see all the big things, Segway Polo, and it's something like a fun tournament. So it's an introducing tournament for Segway Polo UK. So something like that. Because I'm pretty sure not everything will work well. It's a test, first time there. And if we say the ISPA have a standard for tournaments in a higher level or high quality from organization, so if he wants to see it like something like a fun tournament, I think that would be the best to attract people and to attract clicks on Facebook or websites.
Yeah, he's not begging for it or insisting.
No, I know.
About it.
But we are begging for the clicks.
I think so, yeah.
ISPA is begging for the clicks.
Yeah. So, good. So what do we tell him as the official wording? Do we want him to use any reference to ISPA in his promotional material? Do we want him in any shape or form introduce it? I mean, put things on his website, any logos or links?
If you want to use it with the ISPA logo, if you say, okay, supported by ISPA.
Okay, anybody have a problem with that?
Nope.
No.
Sherry, you expressed some concerns in Trello. I don't want to just ignore those.
Correct. No, I have no problem with us promoting and supporting it, and for him to use the logo as long as it's not implied at all that it is a sanctioned event, then I have no problem at all.
Okay.
So what I can do tonight is a logo with the logo, so supported by ISPA, if we want that, and he can use his logo.
That sounds like a pretty good compromise.
That would be great, and maybe that will already fit into the new sanctioning requirements and would be applicable to some of the types of events that are not WOS Cup or fully sanctioned.
Because supporting means for me, we are helping with rules, with questions, with our experience from other tournaments. That means supporting from the ISPA, not with money, but with knowledge and with experience. So helping him wherever we can do, or whatever we can do, that means supporting for me.
Good.
And I can, like most times, I will bring some stickers from the ISPA so people can grab some stickers for free and take them home, put them on their cars. This means for me supporting.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So I do a logo tonight after the meeting and send it to you. Say yes or no or change or something. I can change it tomorrow and then we can send it to him.
I'm just going to interrupt here. I went into Twitter. I just see Segway Polo Spain using the ISPA logo as their profile picture.
Okay. On Twitter?
Yes.
Wait, I have to write it down. Sorry. Right. So I have a Twitter account, but I don't know how to use it. So can you make are they also on Facebook?
Segway Polo Spain. Well, I think it's Segway Madrid, right? Do you know who's behind it? I think it's Victor Madrid who is the.
It was Matt Sachs. It was. I don't know if he's still in.
Segway Polo Spain. Let me see if I can find anything else. Okay, because that really leads us to the next point here is if the tournament is supported by ISPA, do all the players have to be ISPA members?
I don't think so.
Do any of the teams have to be ISPA members? Does the organizer have to be ISPA member?
My opinion is not. Maybe the organizer has to.
Any comments there? Anyone else? Sherry, Bo, Alexander, any thoughts?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Having decided that the UK tournament, and we're going to use this as a template going forward because there may be other tournaments that we'll be asked or we would want to support, and they may not qualify for sanctioning because we need to maintain a high standard. So if it's supported by ISPA, what are the requirements for the players to be ISPA members? Do they have to be? Does anybody have to be? Should the organizer be?
I wouldn't think that they would have to be, but they do need to get our approval to be, supported or promoted. They can't just do it on their own because then...
The tournament, of course, but we're now talking about the players that
the individual players.
Yes.
No, I don't
I didn't... Yeah, I would not think so. I did notice that something in the sanctioning document that you wrote, Ralph, was that at some point, at one of the levels, that's a certain percentage of the players would be required to be ISPA members. I don't think that maybe that was the mid-level in the sanctioning document.
I only had it at fun or practice tournaments.
That no one needed to be?
Yeah, okay. Let me quickly recap. I don't know if anybody is at Trello, but I've posted the spreadsheet, but I've broken it out into the World Challenge Cup or World Championship.
Right.
Then the next category is a Continental Championship.
Right. So
this would allow for a European Championship, for a North American Championship. Then we have national championships. I think at some point we'll require those to have some sort of elimination process, and I think Germany has had some national championships already. Then we have open championships, so this is like the Zurich Cup. And then the last category is fun or practice tournaments. And under fun or practice tournaments, that's essentially the UK tournament, that's Segway Polo in Paradise, what we did here last year. And all the others, I think, to be sanctioned, need to meet the requirements. And with that, what I've put in the document is teams/players, pending how we're going to resolve ISPA memberships.
Sure.
Whether it's individual or team-based, obviously that allows for that. And for those four categories, the World Cup, the Continental Championship, National, and Open Championships, they all need to be ISPA members in good standing. Either the teams or the players. Right? Now, for the fun or practice tournaments, I've put in there 50%. But that's I just threw that out there.
And that's for sanctioned events. So
going
back to the non...
Well, again, the question is whether we subdivide this now into whether a fun or practice tournament is really going to be just supported and not necessarily sanctioned.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we'll, discuss. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So when you look at the table, it'll give you a quicker overview than that long document.
Do you have? So we will see it for the next time with the table.
Yeah.
Or?
The question is now, though, how do we deal with the membership issue at the UK tournament? So
in my opinion, if we have a fun tournament, I wouldn't say the players have to be ISPA members or the teams, because most times, if I look back for 2 years, so there was a team membership in the ISPA. So if there's a fun tournament, you have names like Blade All Stars or Blue System or whatever. Because it's fun and people are coming together and say, okay, we are a team for this tournament. And if you have the individual players playing there in the tournament and you have a newbie, I wouldn't say he has to be an ISPA member for the upcoming UK tournament as supported by ISPA. I wouldn't say they need to be ISPA members, players or teams. We have some ISPA teams there, so they will help out and look. That means supported by. But if someone wants to host a Segway Polo tournament, it's hard to say he isn't allowed to do that.
Okay, good. I'm in agreement. I don't have a problem with the UK tournament not having a requirement to have a certain number or any ISPA members. Anybody else have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem.
No, I think it was good.
Okay. Shall we then maybe think about how we can promote ISPA membership at that tournament?
Yeah.
We have to work on that before in front of the tournament. So to promote ISPA membership, I think the teams should join the ISPA. That's still my point of view. It's not the personal member. It is a team who shows we are a group of people wants to play and be an active ISPA member. A guy from Australia, it means nothing. He has only a vote, nothing else. But this is another point. It's not for now.
Yeah.
So how about I add that to the agenda for next meeting for discussion?
Well, I think we should have the discussion on Trello before the next meeting and before the UK tournament. I would like the board to have a position at that tournament, so those who are going can give those players that are there that are not in ISPA, whether as individual members or as part of a team, so that we can tell them very clearly what they need to do. And I think it's important for the Voice Cup too.
Okay, because that decision is going to require a vote of the board, we can decide to either put the vote for our next meeting, or we can decide to put the vote via email. We have those options. But it will need to be written into the actual bylaws before it's approved, so to speak.
Okay, but I'm hoping, I'm going to start thinking about it this week. I'm hoping we can amend them so we can maintain the current individual membership, maybe in a modified manner. I think I like what Bo was suggesting, that you can be an individual member, but maybe you can't vote unless you are affiliated with a team and the team has accepted you. So you can remain an ISPA member for a period, but switch teams.
Yeah.
Right. We would have to write out those
Eliminate
details.
people buying votes at $35. I mean, it doesn't eliminate teams from signing up people if they want to vote, but at least individuals who otherwise have no affiliation with the sport cannot join that easily.
So you put it on Trello and we discuss it on Trello and then vote for that, right?
Okay. Yeah, Sherry, from the formalities point of view, I guess it'll depend on when we have the next. So maybe all you can put in there now is if the next ISPA board meeting is not prior to the UK tournament, then we'll have to have that vote by email.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any other issues related to the UK tournament?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Then I suggest that we have to move on. And we have covered B and C and on the agenda. I'll take the A item last. When raising Skype options, unfortunately I've been pretty bogged down with workload since last meeting, so I'm trailing behind on my items. So Skype options I haven't investigated further. I need to come back on that one. The same thing with the next item E, updates on proposal communications Inc. This week I'm off work for 2.5 days, so I'll be able to do some more Trello work on my side here on the ISPA board. And Ralph, have you investigated anything further around the Gmail options? I haven't been able to get in my head around that or contact you around that.
No, I spent a little time going into, I think it was GoDaddy, that is the domain host, and that is essentially just passing through any emails sent to snakepolo.org, I think, or whatever the URL is that we have registered with them.
Okay.
But there's no mail hosting attached to it, and I think we had decided we were going to go with Gmail, and so I guess we're waiting for you on that. But once you know what needs to be done, then we have the credentials. So I went as far as getting the access. So once you know what we need to do to get those treasurer, chairman, vice president emails actually hosted by Google, then we just need to tell GoDaddy where to redirect those emails to, and then that'll be it, I think.
Brilliant, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you had offered that you have used various Google Apps accounts, or you even still have some spare ones that you could allocate to different domain names. So I'm happy to help you with that, but I mean I don't have, short of buying a new Google App account, I don't have any other further insight there.
Yeah, no, there's because I think we're 503 again. Since we're a 501c3, I think we can be eligible for not buying one. But
yeah. Do you want me to do that, or you will have time this next week?
I will have time this week, so I'll make sure I keep you posted on that one. Okay. We have then G. Funke, discuss proposal of using a referee headphone.
Yes. So, Alexander, I sent you links to the headphones I found. Did you work with them? Directly after the last meeting, I was participating. You were asking me for the informations because you wanted to ask for supporting the ISPA. So could you go further with that?
No, I haven't. Again, due to time limitations from my side, due to my daily work. Unfortunately, I've been restrain moving forward with that. But I can reach out to them because I see the links you posted on Trello, so I can reach out to them. It was Axivi products, right?
Whoever. So I can do it. I can do it too because I was looking for some more options. There's the big one. The main thing is Vocaro, but it's 2,400 euros for a 2-people communication system. It's way too much, as I think. If they don't support it, if they don't say, okay, we want to bring it to Segway Polo, and I'm pretty sure they won't. So IXV means they will give us for 2 weeks the set free for testing, and they sent me a quote, but I don't found it. So I was in the actual website is standing Segway Polo. I have opened the axv.com referee communication system. Can be used for all sports: handball, basketball, football, hockey, handball, volleyball, water polo, rugby, Segway Polo. Okay. So they recognize the Segway Polo community. So I can contact the guy next week again and say, okay, make us a special offer so we can get it for a discount, and we make some advertising for you.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Because it was a lot cheaper than 2,400.
Okay. Is there any other system anybody has looked at?
I only found this main 2, IXV and Vocaro. There are some other people are selling the systems looking like the IXV. But it seems there's one product with different labels on it.
Okay.
And I don't know if IXV is the main product or it's even labeled, but they are in the Netherlands, so it's not too far away. If something, Barendrecht, so I don't know where it is exactly, but Netherlands is a small country, so we can reach it and go there and look it and test it.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I put in the Trello, for the payment shouldn't be a problem. It would be good to have some sort of written proposal. Just showing maybe 2 or 3 different systems or quotes, or even saying this is really the only one that's feasible because the other one is 2,400 euros and the other one's a Chinese knockoffs or something. But just so that if somebody looks at it in a year's time, and also for the status that we have, that any money we spend is just documented properly.
One thing, Sherry, can you check it in the US? Maybe Google if there are different systems, because I know in your sport, in football or something, they have all referee systems. Maybe it's cheaper.
I haven't taken a look at it at all, but I'll definitely go ahead and do that.
Maybe it's much cheaper there. I don't know, so it's only an idea.
I think I would need to know the specifications we're looking for. You had mentioned something about like when you whistle, it doesn't pick up that particular sound, things like that. Is there something you could send me that has what our requirements are?
The requirements are full duplex is one of the requirements, and no big headphones on. So because if you're wearing big headphones, you are totally cancelled from the rest of the event, and you cannot wear a helmet. So there are systems with in-ear, but if you are using in-ear after me, I think you would not like it. So the in-ear option can be an option if you have adapters for every referee. So we know there's a big tournament, and if the in-ear adapter is maybe €3 or $5 or something, the host can buy, there are 20 referees or 10 referees. Most of them will have their own adapter for the next tournament. So they can use their own adapter, and you don't have to share it.
I understood.
You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I do. Okay.
Because
so I've got
the adapter should be cheap.
Sure.
And this thing with the whistle is, so the Vocaroo, for example, there's a video on YouTube, and the guy was telling all the other, if there is a suddenly noise, like a whistle or like a scream, it will not transmit it. If you are talking to your assistant, say, hey assistant, blah, 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 this will only transferred.
Mm-hmm.
The short and high frequencies, they are not transferred. So this might be better for the assistant. If you blow your whistle, he will fall from his Segway.
Right. Okay.
And no pushing, no buttons to push. So
no buttons, right? That was another one, right? So, how do you spell the name of the? You had ISPA and you had Vocaroo.
Yeah, AXIWI.
It's in Trello.
It is.
It's in Trello.
Yes, it's Trello for these things. So
excellent. Okay, I'll look there.
Vocaroo too.
Olaf to do. Everything is in there. Yes, all the discussion. Yeah. So maybe we should just continue that discussion in there between Olaf and Sherry, or maybe Sherry just pick up and see what she can find in the US. I had put my comments in there in early March, and further below is a link from Alexander for Vocaroo and Olaf for ISPA.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's all there.
Right.
It's in Olaf's to do. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Do we go back to A?
Yeah.
We do. Yes.
We do. So, Funke, CTO position.
Yeah. Means,
we discussed last week, not last week, but on March 1st, we had a discussion around where you were absent the CTO position. Mm-hmm. And at the moment, me and Ralph is working on IT-related emails, IT-related items such as email move to Google. Right now, Teamer updates is being covered by Sherry, and so forth. So, but we had a talk about in the future, do we need for the ISPA a CTO position?
Yes, I'm pretty sure we need. But I don't know who, and that was my opinion in the last meeting I was participating, and it's still. I would ask the community if there's one able to do that and willing to do that, and if we say it is like a member of large, why not? Quiet.
It seems that if you're asking for someone to engage the community and see if we can get somebody to either volunteer for the position or, like you said, we can call. That's my train of thought. They wouldn't actually be a board member, but what is it? Subcommittee, I guess you would say, something to that effect.
Yeah.
Whatever we want to call it, it doesn't really matter. But a reaching out to the community type of thing would be responsibility of the member at large. So I would think that, Bo, that you would run with that. How does that sound?
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
I think if we're expecting support from the community or anybody, even any of our board members, I think we need to define what we expect from that role.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
That was very much why this is on here.
So again, my suggestion would be to start a board on Trello where everybody gives their thoughts, because we can discuss that for half an hour and go in circles. I think we can agree here that we should start that discussion and define the role. So to me, that right now for the board meeting, for the purposes here, if we can just agree to define the role of the person, and then make a decision maybe or have a draft document by the next meeting.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Yes, I'm in. So my suggestion was to ask the community, is there someone able and willing to do the website work? And if there are 2 people say, yes, we would like to do that, and then to define what they can do. If we say we need some who is able to do bam, 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 maybe some people who are able are not willing.
Well, if we don't define the role, though, then they will be less likely to step forward because of the uncertainty, I think.
Again, please.
If they don't know what they're committing to, they're less likely to commit to helping.
Okay, yeah.
By defining the role and you tell me what you're going to want me to do first, I think that's an important step before asking. I mean, we can still ask.
Olaf, I think your view is a little different from what Alexander and I had in mind. The updating the website is not a problem. Sherry and I can do that. We discussed this last week when you were not here. The problem there is getting the content. So a call for content. So the CTO is not expected to generate content. He's not, at least that's my understanding with discussing it with Alexander. So I think, Sherry, I'm not wrong when we discussed it last time. So if we get anything, a 1-page document or even a logo or a 20-page document, it takes literally minutes to put those on the website and make them look half decent. Okay. So the decision on what goes on the website and maybe eventually on Facebook or even where else if we have Twitter and Instagram and everything else as ISPA and promoting the sport is more an issue of defining the social media responsibility. So that's going to be a completely different topic. Well, there's a board for that, but we haven't really discussed that yet. I think the CTO part, to some extent, will deal with the technical side of that, maybe, and the email issue. But I can see that between Alexander and myself handling the emails. I think it's something we can do ourselves. And while we have Tima in the background, again with Sherry and myself, I think we have a lot of the CTO issues covered. And I think to me, the social media is actually a bigger issue.
Okay.
Or more important issue. I don't know, Alexander, isn't that sort of what we discussed the last time?
Yeah. I think what I was aiming for is we had a discussion around Teamer. It works for now. Is that the optimal solution for the ISPA in the future? The more we grow the sport, the more information is going to be needed and so forth. So I think in the future there's a good if we would have some responsible for a CTO role where you can basically have a person who's quite knowledgeable in website systems and so forth and has an interest around it. But as Ralph said, I mean, we don't have anything burning at the moment. Then it's more important, like you said, on social media strategy, Facebook, etc. But I'm just saying, like in any other, if I quote it, startup or company that are expanding, I mean, you look into systems and then you say, okay, is Trello the best one, or should we use MailChimp instead, or should we use a WordPress site that is more responsive so you can see it better on the mobile phone, etc., etc. When teams are...
Alexander, sorry, but we're not at that stage. I mean, right now, what we do is because the few people that have volunteered to be on the board use what they're comfortable with.
Yes.
And unless one of us wants to pick a different system and then implement it, I'm sure the others won't have any problem. But I don't think we can expect to find somebody outside of this group here to dictate or in any way suggest to us a IT strategy going forward. I mean, that's just not a priority. I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
Okay, so can we take that item off then with the CTO and instead focus on the social media?
Check.
Yeah, sorry, we're our 15 minutes now.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Okay. I mean, it shouldn't be forgotten, but I think for now it's just going to confuse the issue. So, and the social media, again, the initial step is actually calling on everyone for some content. And we've discussed some projects about a newsletter. Again, I think Mark and Celia had shown some interest, so I had said I would contact them and find out. So when I see them in England, that's certainly going to be something we want to discuss again. I think it needs to tie in also with what Olaf's and Sonja's plans are for World Cup. I think our focus as ISPA should be now that we've decided we're going to support the UK tournament. We want to encourage membership there. We want to use the UK tournament to promote the sport and the World Cup, so that the more media exposure the UK tournament gets, that highlights that there'll be a World Cup a couple of months later, then hopefully the World Cup gets more attention and the sport gets more attention, and then I think we will have achieved quite a bit.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right, so I would want everyone to focus really on getting, with the existing tools, with what we have available right now, how do we maximize, how do we get the word out there? And to me, I think our Facebook presence needs to be established.
Yeah.
The clubs are doing things differently. Each tournament is doing something. The UK guys, they're doing a great job. I mean, Mark's girlfriend has a PR agency or something. So they're doing a very, very good job there. And they're happy to help us. They don't want to compete with us. But I think ISPA has nothing there right now. And I think Olaf and Sonja are going to have to do to promote the World Cup. And they will have to do their own stuff for the World Cup, obviously. But to the extent that ISPA ties in or helps, that should be a joint effort. And then 2 + 2 will hopefully give us 5, because they build onto each other. That would be my comment here on the CTO issue. A focus on social media. And Olaf, I think we started discussing at the first meeting when you attended it, issues relating to the Facebook page.
Yeah, so with the Facebook page, Sonja and me, we are looking for a student doing the social media things for the World Cup. So, but unfortunately, the last 3 weeks, I was so busy with 1 week working in Munich, and it was really a hard time. But we are looking for a sports student writing his, I don't know, master or something in sports marketing. So we are trying to hook 1 or 2 students to help us out. If this will be for the World Cup. So if we see how they are working, maybe we can use it for other things too.
Good. I like that.
This is a kind of along the same lines, but I'm probably overstepping my bounds a bit. But we have someone on the rules committee right now, the American Ron Schnell in Florida.
Yeah.
And you just brought to mind, you were talking about getting a student that's going into sports marketing, sports writing, that kind of thing to help out. Ron's son is actually, that is his major in college. So perhaps, I don't know if you're on the rules committee, Olaf, perhaps you might want to mention it to Ron, and perhaps Jeremy is his name. Perhaps Jeremy could assist in some way. I'm not sure, but it's worth asking.
Jeremy, okay.
Jeremy, Ron's son Jeremy, and he's going, to university out in, I don't know, Arizona or something. I'm not sure where it's at really, but that is my understanding. That's his major, so I don't know. Maybe that would be a resource.
I will ask him.
That's excellent, Sharon. That's a great idea.
Yeah, really.
That's a very good suggestion. Yes.
I will contact him and ask him. So that would be a good way.
And he's actually played a couple times, so he was actually in Washington D.C. on the field.
Yes.
Very, very inexperienced, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I will ask him.
Cool.
Okay.
So then we have covered for today's called in from the informal items on number 6. Number 7, we don't have new business not on an agenda. Or do we have anything from POD at the moment?
Well, no, it's not new business. It can come under members' comments.
Is someone interested in an update from the Nuremberg tournament from Cosmopolo?
I have 3 comments here. Yes, I wanted to hear if there's anything. I also wanted to ask whether there's a write-up, whether Sonia or what's his name, Slinger, what's his name?
Can you start again, please? There was an interruption.
Sorry. I was going to ask whether you or Sonia or even the organizer there would be able to provide ISPA with a little write-up of the tournament, a description of the format and how it went and who played and a little background, maybe a page or something, so that could be shared potentially as a guide for others to do similar events or not.
So I was coming today from this tournament, and yes, I will ask him. He's a marketing guy, and Sonia and me will write something from this tournament. It was more a marketing thing for his clients and his friends, and Sonia and me was there to help out and promote WAS Cup. And it was something how fast people can play a tournament without any experience, how many broken segways, how many broken legs. So we had no broken segway, no broken legs, a lot of fun in a 5 teams tournament, round robin.
3 aside, right?
3 aside, yes.
Yeah, with 1 turtle on each team.
With 1 turtle as a coach, to coach people. 1 turtle coached 2 people, and with his 2 people, he was playing the tournament, yes. It was totally different. It was badly, only between us. The organization was not really good, but the people had a lot of fun, and we attract really some people for the sport. If I want, I could make some new ISPA members, but it is only to pay $24 or something. We will see. I'm pretty sure there will come a team in the next time. So we have some good contacts. There's 1 millionaire designer guy. He's totally hooked from the sport. So we will see what happens in the next weeks.
Also to remember, Olaf, to mention that they are a sponsor of WAS Cup 2015, correct?
Again, please?
The guy has agreed to sponsor or to contribute somehow to WAS Cup 2015.
The organizer?
Yes? Cosmopolo?
Yes, Cosmopolo told us he will help out, and now we have to see how he can help out from his city. So, but we will find a way that he can help out. But his friends playing Segway Polo, there were some really rich people and some really crazy people. So let's find the average of them and make them polo players in the near future.
Cool.
Okay, I just want to mention that seems to be the way to grow the sport. I've had these discussions with Olaf over the years, and he's been reluctant to support these sort of commercial events. 3-a-side, small indoor, no one's ever played. And I think Olaf himself wasn't too sure what he was doing there, and hopefully it would work out fine. And so that's why I'm very interested to hear, and we want to share that with the ISPA board and other tournament organizers, because obviously we haven't been able to grow the sport at anywhere near the rate we would have hoped for, and obviously we want to grow it safely, but it looks like tying in sponsors and having some slightly different events may be the way to go.
Yeah, but we have, Sonia and me, we have to find the right words. not to abuse him, and say to pick out all the good things. And we need some days to make a good review from that.
Yeah. Okay, looking forward to that.
Good.
Okay, was this tournament? Yeah. I know there was another question, another point, but I don't know where maybe I forgot it.
Update on World Cup 2015?
Okay, update World Cup 2015. So, we decided not to recommend a player's hotel because all the hotels was, I don't know if they're cheating or something, because we had good discussions with the not the management, with the booking persons, and say, yeah, we give you a good rate. They made us an offer, and Sonja checked their websites. It was €5 or €4 less than the normal offer. So we have 3 hotels. They will be announced, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, with the good and the bad points. So a cheap one, 3 kilometers far away, a little more expensive one, 2.6 kilometers from the field, with sauna, wellness and something. And the one we had last time in Germany, this is now really expensive, but very close to the field. So we will say these 3 options, book by yourself, say Segway Polo, and there's not really, is only less discount, because if we block 80 or 100 rooms, we have space for 20 teams, and Sonja is doing the organization, and we have space for 20 teams at the World Cup. If we get 16, we are happy. If we get 20, we can handle it. But it's hard to block rooms in a hotel without knowing how many people will come. So we will make these 3 offers and say, okay, pick the one you like most. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow, Monday, Detlef Knoll is talking to the marketing management thing of Zurich Insurance Company. They will insure the whole tournament thing, and how big the sponsorship will be. Anyhow, they will be the main sponsor. So we don't know how much money we can get. The amount of money we can get from the main sponsor things will following on this is all based on the money. So where we can go for polo dinner or something, and even the costs. So we will not have battery issues, because Line 42 will help out as good as we can with batteries. And I tried to get to go back to Garching, where the Segway service center is. They have a bunch. Johnny had them in Sweden, and we try to get them 2 to Cologne. So if you don't have battery issues, maybe some players can share Segways, because it's easy to switch batteries.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a suggestion for you, Olaf, if you want.
Yeah.
If you're planning like a players' party on the evening or something, I have a band here in my neighborhood. I rent them a room, and I talked to them to play at the evening some songs. They are just like a little cover band, and they pay for a beer.
They play for beer?
Yes.
Okay.
How much beer?
Not much. There are 5 people. They're playing songs like R.E.M. and something like this, in this direction. And they are not professional, but they're quite good. And if you want, I can make a contact, and they can play at one evening somewhere.
Okay, a nice idea. So
that's not ISPA.
Pardon?
Business. sorry, but can Bo and Olaf, can you deal with that
Yes.
side of this meeting? Thanks.
Yeah, okay.
I just wanted an update on the World Cup. It's a great idea. I don't want to cut you off, but we have a couple other things potentially, and if not, we're already an hour and a half. So,
Yeah.
So that's really just tournament issue. We just wanted an update if there are any other major changes to the tournament, deadlines, any announcements coming up, main sponsors, any other changes that we haven't been informed of as a board.
No, we have the placard, the poster, the main poster will be made from advertising company, but this is other things coming next week. So there will be some new things appear on the website and on the Facebook site.
Okay, so we'll coordinate the updating the ISPA website then once Olaf's logos are out, and obviously we want to push the UK tournament first, but then also line up the World Cup.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we had more to put on there about the UK tournament. I mean,
again, please.
It would be nice if we had more to add to our site about the UK tournament.
I will get.
I mean, simply in the events, but I think we could add more.
I will get that, Sherry.
Excellent.
I said that earlier. I was just waiting for this meeting. Yeah.
Very good.
I will work with Mark and April on that. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Don't worry about that part. But I guess you could add the World Cup to the calendar now also.
Sure.
Yeah, so the date is fixed.
Yep.
When are you going to go out with registrations for the World Cup? Again,
please.
Team registrations.
Yeah.
When are you looking to see that for the World Cup?
It will start soon.
Yeah.
But the final date for registration will be as long as possible for all teams. So there will be, if you have four teams, 8 teams, 12, 16 teams, this will change the tournament structure. And there will be a point we make the decision and say, okay, 2 weeks, registration will be closed. Sonia wrote emails to all captains, but she got only a few responses. Most of the teams, of the captains said, we will come, but the decision wasn't made. But Sonia is still working on it.
Great.
So registration will open very soon. But people want to know how much they have to pay, and so we need to wait on the sponsor amount of money, and then we can say, okay, teams have to pay this, rest will be covered by sponsors.
Cool. It will not be the first tournament where you go, teams will be paid.
Pardon?
No. No, just making a joke. I said if we get a big enough sponsor, you could go, teams will be paid for showing up.
We are working on that, Alexander.
Okay.
Excellent. Professionals.
Brilliant.
Well, I think there's always a possibility to give back to the sport if there's a surplus, and I think Olaf has always been the first one to promote that.
Yeah.
I think Olaf is the last person to keep any profit of a tournament in his own pocket. So if there's sponsorship money surplus, maybe the headphone equipment or the next generation of that can be paid for. Maybe other tournaments can be provided with golds. There's all sorts of possibilities to use any surplus funds to get back to the sport where everybody can benefit, even though they've paid, a substantial entry fee for the tournament. Yeah. But at the same time, we want to attract you want to attract as many people to the tournament, so you don't want it excessively high, both in terms of Segway rental costs and tournament entry fees.
Yeah, so we want to let the cost as less we can do.
Good.
So, any new business not on agenda that is still left? Otherwise, I'll go to next section called BOD member comments.
Nope.
No, nothing for me.
Well, no. I have some member comments.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, BOD member comments.
Sherry, is there any new business not on the agenda from your side?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, who wants to start with the member comments?
You? Me?
Okay. What Cosmopolo was dealt with. I just want to briefly announce that we're working with our tourism authority, and we've proposed 28th April, 1st May, 2016 for the dates of the next Segway Polo in Paradise. Okay.
Give me the dates again. I'm sorry.
April 28th to May 1, we have proposed for a Segway Polo tournament in Barbados.
So 28th of April 2016.
Yes. That's a bank holiday here. That's a Thursday. And May 1 is a Sunday that year. So we get 4 days with 3 non-working days for us. It's towards the end of the horse polo season. It's after Easter. It's before the rainy season. So it meets a lot of criteria. That was suggested to the new Barbados Tourism Authority. They have a different name now. We're also they're quite interested in coming to rugby, to see, they would support Team Barbados in England and in Cologne and any other tournament if we can promote a Segway Polo tournament in Barbados. And you may all remember that they were extremely generous in 2010 when we hosted the World Cup here. So we're trying to revive that relationship. They have restructured, and there's new people in different positions. They have not yet appointed a person in charge of Germany, but the lady I'm talking to in the UK is responsible for Germany right now. So I just want to give you guys a heads up that hopefully, but anyway, for dates-wise, that's what we're planning to do. Obviously, if the Tourism Authority comes in as a major sponsor, they may have a say in what dates we're supposed to pick, but that seems to be suitable. Okay.
Okay, so then they should go to Cologne and make a booth for Barbados.
Well, that's sort of what we're proposing, correct? And maybe we can have a raffle again, where if they can get their airline partners to give some return flights and the hotels here some accommodation, like we did in Folsom, if you remember. The Barbados Authority we had a big draw, and then that allowed, if you can sell tickets, it allows some fundraising.
Folsom, yeah.
Yes. So that kind of thing. We haven't really had that involvement from them. But I think long term it is even a potential for them to support the sport globally, not just Barbados. It's the kind of stuff they like. They like niche sports. As long as it gets plenty of media attention, and what they get doing in the UK with the Click, having a team from BBC Click, that'll get them a lot of exposure, potentially. So I'm putting them in touch with Mark and April. And hopefully we can do that for Cologne also.
Yeah, I think it would be great to have a boost from them to say, okay, you can get information for Barbados, over Barbados on the thing, so we can put it on the Cologne internet website. And if you give it to the tourism agency of Cologne, maybe it will attract some more people.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, there'll be more coming there. So I just mentioned that. No?
Okay.
Doesn't have to be a big item, but and the other thing I have is, can you update us on the rules and the rules committee, please? I think the board needs to know what's happening with the tournament coming up and the World Cup coming up.
Yeah, so there was no rules committee meeting. The last thing, Brad sent an email. I was reading during driving, so I was only checking if it's really urgent. So he is asking for the new rules committee meeting. What we want to do is change the view on some rules, not really to change rules. There's one rule with changing players during the chukka. It will be tested on in the UK. In my opinion, I don't think that will work very well, and it will change the sport. So the ideas from Mark are new, are nice, are different, and after UK, we will see if there will be a rule change or only modifications.
Okay.
Things like the goals we want to change. There will be a vote that we want to allow the inflatable goals too, because of the measurement is different. So we want to say the goal in Segway Polo has to be from 2. The measurement has to be from 2. That means we don't have a brand of the inflatable goals that has to be used. If you have a goal is stable enough, like you in Barbados or like you in California. I know Jim bought a set of goals, Sherry.
Correct.
Yeah. So there is a measurement will be allowed by the rules from 2. The only thing is we are concerned about is the net, and we will try to contact the manufacturer and see if we can get our own net in it. So if they change the diameter of the net, it will fit for every other sport too. So it don't, it's not really a big trouble for them, but a big help for Segway Polo. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So this is...
Would this apply to the field size?
Pardon?
The size of the field.
It's
Would there be some tolerance also?
Pardon?
The size of the field.
There's no item about the size of the field, actually.
Hmm?
So that's not being addressed.
No, I mean, sometimes playing across on a standard football field, there may not be enough of a safety area.
It is.
There always is. So the 200 feet, it always fits in.
In Cologne, as you remember, we played on a football field. Oh, no, you wasn't in Cologne.
Yeah.
Sherry. So we played on a football field.
Correct.
And there was enough space between both fields and to have the bande. We had a wall and a net between both fields, and we had still enough safety zone.
Okay. No, it's just that the standard soccer field and the FIFA rules has a range of width. And
okay.
That would affect the length of a Segway Polo field. And from what I remember, you may not, if somebody has a FIFA legal soccer field, it may be too narrow to get 200 feet of Segway Polo plus a sufficient safety zone. So has that been discussed at all? I'll bring it up with Bryce. He can throw that into the rules committee next time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my understanding the rules committee is not addressing changing the size of the field, but I do know that in certain tournaments, after everything's already set and going, basically, the host can make some minor adjustments to that, and very minor.
That's all it is. It would simply be a range, and it wouldn't be a major change. But instead of saying 200 feet exactly, maybe 185 to... what's the length? 200, yeah. So maybe 185 to 200. Just like the goal, the suggestion is to adjust the height from 5 feet to have a range. Sorry, not to change it, but to just have a tolerance. That's
we have the tolerance still. So we have the size of the field, and there's written 1.5 meter safety zone. If you cannot have the safety zone, you can reduce the field.
Okay.
It's still written by in the rules.
Okay. Okay.
Next point.
That's it. No, just From me?
Okay.
No. Anyone else?
No.
No.
No, not for me as well. Olaf?
Sounds good. No, not for me. So I'm fine.
Okay.
I wrote down my homework I have to do.
Good.
Brilliant. Then I'll adjourn the meeting as no further official businesses to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting adjourned. Jens, you can stop the recording.
Yes, I stopped the recording right now.